If I can, I want to read a new response we just got from former President Donald Trump, now weighing in on this breaking news that President Biden will be dropping out of the White House race and endorsing his now vice president to be president on the November ticket. Former President Trump writing that Joe Biden was not fit to run for president, he said, and is certainly not fit to serve. In his post on Truth Social, saying, we will suffer greatly because of his presidency, but we will remedy the damage he has done very quickly, tagging it out with Make America Great Again. I want to ask our control room if we've still got Chris Steyerwalt on the phone. Okay. Do we have Kelly still? All right, Kelly, I want to ask you if you can. I know you, of course, cover, the White House, the Biden campaign.
Yeah.
But what does this mean, if you can, for the Trump campaign? I think so much of their strategy, or so much of what's been talked about of their strategy, is that they wanted to go up against President Biden in November. His numbers were not looking good. Former President Trump was leading in a lot of polls. So what does this mean for them now that, Biden won't be on the ticket and there's a big question mark of who will be?
Yeah, and I think the Trump campaign you even saw in this week of the RNC was kind of putting things out there that made it sound like they really did want to face Biden. They know what they get with Biden. They've faced him before. They kind of get that playing card, but with that someone else, they might not know what to expect. Maybe a little bit for Harris if it's her, but if it's another unknown candidate, it's uncharted territory. So that's some uncertainty, though the campaign has been feeling very confident, at least of this week. Then another thing I want to point out on something to watch for, and I know my colleague Leland Vittert has been talking about this too, and I was talking about it on Friday a bit, is that you're seeing more and more tweets now, or X posts coming out. We saw it from Matt Gaetz that I shared on Friday, and J.D. Vance as well put one out on Friday, saying that if he can't seek re-election, how can he serve the remainder of this term? So you're going to watch for more Republicans to say, well, if he can't run for re-election, why is he remaining the president right now? So even saying that he should step aside.
Hey, Kelly.
We've heard that call. Yeah.
I apologize for jumping in there, but I want to, if I can really quickly here, bring in Chris Cuomo. I believe he's joining me on the phone now. Chris, you there?
I am. How are you?
Hey, Chris, I'm doing well. Wow, some, unprecedented news. I feel like we say that every day these last couple of weeks. What do you make of this announcement? The statement, the post, the timing of it, your reaction?
The first thing is we should be very careful because this is all unscripted. The phrase to keep in mind is failing to plan is planning to fail. That is the epitaph for the Democrats right now if this doesn't work out in this election. And there is a very good chance it doesn't. President Biden puts out the letter. Let's put aside the notion that he's going to resign. There's absolutely no reasonable expectation that he would resign. And the reason for that is, while the right may like it, the reason is that he can be very, very useful in the next several months in trying to heal the country and being a bridge figure. And I think you're going to hear more about that later this week. But if you look at his letter, I'll talk to you later in the week. What was that a nod to? My understanding is that it was a nod to desperate planning of what to do now. Then you see a separate post from him. This is how screwed up the Democrats are right now, where he says, oh, yeah, and it should be Kamala Harris. You don't say that in the letter?
Right.
Why? Because they are figuring this out in real time. The next thing you will hear is mini primary. That is a misnomer. There is no more time for primary. They already subverted that process, and that is how they got into trouble. What they mean is between now and the convention, anybody who wants to get in can get in. Well, of course they can. They all have free speech. And then at the convention, everything happens. Well, can't Harris pick a running mate? Well, she can say she wants to run with somebody, but she can't pick anybody because she's not the nominee until the convention. What happens at the convention? We'll have to see what kind of rules they come up with. But anybody that you hear saying that they know what's going to happen is pulling your leg because the Democrats don't know what's going to happen.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.